This lighting is bomb. Melanin is glistening. What's up, everybody? It's Whitspiration, and today we will be talking about body positivity, and more importantly, not more importantly, but we also will be talking about my journey to body positivity and how I got there and how I'm still there and still learning and still on the journey. So let's get into the vid. So body positivity. I think we should start out with actually talking about what body positivity is and how it became such a huge thing and how it's actually out here changing things. People are out here really wanting to be themselves. Cause they be like, I put my hair back, check my nail. Cause baby, how you feeling? Feeling good? They're really feeling good as hell. So everyone's really feeling like that now, and I love it, and I'm so happy that we're finally getting to a place where everybody's starting to accept themselves for who they are. And I just remember how I first started hearing about body positivity and how there have been so many people YouTube influencers, Instagram influencers, all across social media that have just been sharing their stories and have been saying, things relatable to me. And, I'm just going to share with you guys how I got here and just give you a little storyline of how my body affected me as when I was younger, or just society and the world's view of my body, of my body, how that affected me. So I think I will start out with me being as young as about, I'm gonna say maybe 7 or 8. I was never, as what people call it, overweight or whatever it is as for a child. I was a normal sized kid. I was deemed normal. I always had cheeks. I always had a chunkier face, but just as a child, I was normal size. I was healthy. I was a regular looking kid. But I always had cheeks. I always had a chunky booty. I always had just fat in certain places, as all kids do. Because when you're a kid, you're still growing. You start growing differently. Some people, fill out more. Some people lose weight. You're a kid. You only been on the earth for no time. You were born yesterday. So you're a kid. So I went through that. I just had chunky cheeks. Everybody would pinch my cheeks, tell me, I'm, a little chunky or whatever. But I wasn't, I was a normal sized kid. I grew up in a time cause I'm 25 now. So, the 2000s era was a big influencer on me because we had a lot of, me, who I looked up to, celebrities and public figures who were thin. Thin was in 2000, meaning what I'm saying is okay, we had Britney Spears as a big influencer. Beyonce when she was in Destiny's Child. We had Aaliyah for a little bit, and then we had all those kind of people, and a lot of the body types were the same. It was really flat stomach, everyone had their belly button pierced. It was literally all about the midsection, and I remember hearing a few articles later on in life that a lot of those people, not Britney Spears, but a lot of those people ended up having, some celebrities end up having eating disorders and stuff like that. So, that was the idea, and that was the messages and subliminal messages that were being thrown at me. You gotta be thin, you gotta have a flat washboard stomach with abs, and you need a belly button ring. You just need one. I wanted a belly button ring when I was 4, 5, or whatever. So that was the body image. We had the low cut jeans, the low jeans all the way at the bottom, like that. I don't even think your butt crack was showing. Like, I don't even think your whole butt was gonna be even protected. So that was it. That was the body image. And I always had a little belly. I always had a pudge, and I noticed that, I didn't look like that. And then also, like, when I was growing up, my family, I loved them dearly, but we are very, like, we think a lot about image in my family. And, that also played a huge part in it. So, people would make comments in my family, you're getting too chunky. You don't need to be eating that. That's enough of that. I had some names that I was called, not like completely meant out of harm, but it did make me be like, okay, I guess I'm fat. Like, I had one family member that I had a nickname named Miss Piggy, and I always used to associate that with a pig, and pigs have fat on them, and then just being called that as a young kid really, like, did something to me, and where I was like, okay, I'm being associated with a pig, so that means I'm fat. So that all that was going through my head. And then there was a time in my life, in my childhood, where I was about 9 or 10, and I did end up having an eating disorder, which it's really hard to say because I don't know how, like, you can have one of those at such a young age, but it is very possible, and I did actually go through that. That's a whole nother video. I am going to really dig deep and tell you guys and talk about that, but I'm just going to make that a whole video on its own because it needs to be talked about. But yeah, I did go through that, and when I got older, going into middle school and almost middle school into high school, I started to get a little chunkier, and everyone's body develops differently. And then going into puberty, you start to get a little bit bigger in certain areas, and your size numbers keep going up. And I remember shopping for my homecoming dress and getting upset because I have broad shoulders, and my back is wide, and I would always have to get a bigger size just to accommodate for that. And then the zipper wouldn't go up, and I know a lot of girls who went through that, and you just feel like you're not what you're supposed to be. Like, when you get a size that you try on that's supposed to be your size and it doesn't fit, it's just like, okay, so what do I fit in? Am I that size? And then you have to go up another size, and it's just, the worst thing ever. I don't care about going up another size anymore, but when I was young, that really hurt me and damaged me. I think about it now, and I realize that society's view on a body like mine really damaged me in a lot of ways. Like, even when it came to dating or like being with boys, I automatically, like, the first thing, and I still do it now, and I have to stop myself, the first thing that I think of when I see an attractive guy, I'll be like, oh, he's not gonna be into me. I'm probably too chunky, or I'm probably too fat. He's probably into girls that are more slimmer. Literally. And it just stops my confidence. You never know. He might actually like him some thickness. Like, he might actually like that. But I literally stop myself from even seeing what a potential, date or maybe relationship could be like, because I stopped myself right there with that negative thinking. And that went on for my whole entire high school and into college life. So, it really damages you to the point, because you just see all these people on the music video, like, you see music videos and you see all these celebrities and they're all flat stomach, flat stomach, flat stomach, flat stomach. And it's just like, it's freaking propaganda. That's what it is. Like, so anyway, back to the topic of boys. So, like, I'll never forget, and you just, like, don't know what you can do to people. And, that's why I like watching those shows like 13 Reasons Why and stuff, because you never know how you react, or what the things that you say, how that makes people feel, and how that actually affects somebody else's life. I'll never forget, I was in my science class, and I was talking to this girl. I had a crush on a football player at my high school, and I didn't think he was into me because, like, I wasn't that popular. I wasn't not in the popular crowd. Like, I like marched to my own drum. Like, people knew me and stuff, but I was not trying to be with y'all like that. I was not trying to be in the mix. But yeah, I had a crush on him. He was a football player. And I remember this girl in my class. I would always tell her like, "Oh my God, I love him," and well, not love him. Whoa. Even though there's a lot of high schools who think they're in love, but I'd be like, I really like him. I think he's cute, and I get nervous when I'm around him and stuff, blah, blah, blah. She was like, you know what? You're a really nice girl, and he should really date you because you're really nice, and, I see you guys react in class, and you can laugh at each other's joke and stuff, so I'm going to try to help you out. So I remember this day vividly because I was in bio or something or some type of science class. I was sitting in the back. She's like, you know what? I'm going to go see, and I'm going to try to set y'all up and see if he likes you. I remember I was sitting in the back. She was sitting in the back with me. She walked up. He was talking to his friends in the classroom. She walked up to me, or she walked up to him, and she was like, I don't know exactly what she said because I was in the back. So they had some type of conversation. She comes back to me. She looks kind of annoyed, and she was like, "Oh, well, don't worry about him." And then I was like, "Why?" She said, "No, he's just, don't worry about it." And then I was like, "Why?" And I asked her, and she basically said that he wasn't like I was nice and stuff, and he wasn't attracted to me because I was chunkier. Like, I was a little too chunky for his liking, so he didn't like me because of that. And when I tell you that really shaped what later on in life, it really shaped my view on boys and how they view me and if they liked me. So that really did something to my confidence, and it literally haunted me for all the way to high school into college. And I always just thought, this person's not gonna like me because of my size and because I'm too chunky and I need to lose weight. So it really did that to me, and I am a late bloomer when it comes to guys and dating and stuff. And it took me a while, all the way till college, to actually start talking to guys, and yeah, that ruined it for me. And then I remember in college, I started to branch out more. I had roommates who went out, we met guys and stuff. It was cool. That was my first experience with talking to guys and getting to know them, and with the dating thing. And I just remember when I went to school, I got the freshman 15 quick because I was in there eating. I was homesick because I'm really attached to my family and to my mom. So I was homesick, and I gained those freshman 15. And I gained the freshman 15, and I remember the summer after freshman year, my family and we all went on a diet. It was actually a good diet. We ate like normal people. It wasn't like you starved yourself. So it was a very good diet, but I feel like I was doing it for the wrong reasons because my whole thing was I want to look thinner. I want to be smaller so that I could talk to guys. That was my whole thing, so that guys can like me and so that I can just look better in my clothes. And it was just all about physical appearance. That's all the reason why I was losing weight. It wasn't about trying to feel healthy, trying to eat healthy, trying to feel healthy, just have a healthy lifestyle. It was legit about me because I thought I was fat, and I was just like, this is gonna make my life so much better. So I remember after that summer, I lost 20 pounds, and then I looked good. I thought I looked good, but I still wanted to lose more weight because, you start getting into it starts becoming like a drug. And I wanted to just lose more weight. And I mean, for a moment, I liked how I looked, but then I started saying, well, I still have a stomach. I still have a little bit of a muffin top. I'm still fat. And I still felt fat, and, I still went through that same thing when guys would talk to me, and, if they wouldn't text back or something, I would be like, well, you know what, they're not into, me because I'm fat. So I did it for all the wrong reasons, and, I ended up gaining it back because I like to eat and, life, because gaining weight and losing weight is a part of life because we're humans. And so, I just went through my college career and I gained a little bit more weight. I started to be like, why am I doing all this? Why am I stressing about? Because sometimes I would get upset at myself for eating like Chick-fil-A or McDonald's and stuff. When I wanted it, I'd get mad at myself. But then I'd be like, why am I getting mad at myself? I'm rewarding myself. Food is good. You should be able to eat the things that you like. You know, it shouldn't be this big, huge stress every day. And I remember, you know, coming across YouTube and seeing like the little bit of the body positive movement going on. And I was like, all right, I want to get into this because there's people that look like me and they're talking about how they feel confident in themselves now. And I want to be like that. So one of the first YouTubers I watched was Loey Lane. And I really love her. She's one of my first body positive influencers that I've started to follow and watch. And the first video was about it. I think the title, if I'm correct, it was what fat girls can't wear or something like that. And I'll put that link down in this video so you guys can watch it because it's a really good video. So it was what fat girls can't wear. And it was like her wearing a bathing suit, and then like the comments you would get like, oh my god, look at that well, or why are you wearing that? And it would be just her being like like Lizzo says, put her hair back, check her nails, because she was feeling good and she felt that she looked good, and she was just like, here are the things that they say fat girls can't do, and I'm doing them, and I look good, and I don't care what you say because it matters about what I feel and how I feel about myself. And I just really thought that was very empowering. Like, it was just empowering to me because it was just like, you know, you were rebelling against those people who always told you that you were fat and who always told you like you'll never measure up to anything, because no one told me that, thank God. But I'm just saying, like, people get told stuff like that just because of their weight. So, you know, that just made me be like, wow, I want to be like this. And I started a journey, and it was hard because it's really hard to, all right, this is going to sound bad. This is going to sound really bad. But when you're so used to putting yourself down and you're so used to believing a certain view of yourself and everyone's telling you the same view, it's like you're lying. Like when you're trying to do the body positive thing, it's going to be like you're lying to yourself. And that's sad. But like, I don't like it's just something that you have to work on every day. And, you know, sometimes I wouldn't say I'm beautiful to myself in the mirror. I would just be like, thank you. I'm thankful for my body and that it's taking me to the places I needed to go. I appreciate my body. I like my body. I would wear certain clothes that felt comfortable to me, that I like, certain styles that fit my body right. I would start doing that. And then I would start saying, hey, you know, I'm getting okay with this right now. I'm liking this right now. And so it was a process, and now I'm finally at a better place. Now, I will say I do have my days where I start to think negative about myself. I start to go back into that dark place and be like, I'm fat, or, you know, this doesn't look good on me, or I shouldn't have eaten that. Oh, I remember what this person said to me, or this comment that they made on my weight, that maybe they're right. Like, all that still happens. I'm still learning. But what helps you is just every day doing, like, just telling yourself you're beautiful. You know, I'm Christian, so I also pray, and I also know that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. And I say that to myself. So, you know, I just continue to try to think positively. And, you know, when people make comments on myself, you know, on me, I just, you know, I usually brush it off, or I'll confront them and say, hey, you know, that didn't make me feel better. And most of the time, the person didn't mean it. And that makes you teach the other person to not say those things and realize that what they say does matter and can affect people. So that's what I learned. And now 2019, I'm a lot better. I feel more confident in myself. I really can say that I feel beautiful, and I feel like my body's beautiful. I still have some things to work on, like everyone else. We all have our days. We're not perfect, but I still power through it and think positive. Like, one of the things that I still have to work on is loving my belly. Like, I have a belly, and, you know, everyone's doing body positive right now, but some body positive people that are influencers, and I'm just gonna say some, have like perfect curves, like the perfect curves where like they're like the hourglass, they have like a flatter stomach, but then they have a nice butt and nice hips. And that's not me. I'm a completely different kind of curvy, but they're embracing themselves. And even if I think that they're the most beautiful person in the world, they were going through the same thing as I was going through. So you just got to think about it like that, and you just got to love yourself for you. You got to want to be you. You can't want to look like someone else. You got to want to look like Whitney, Amato, or, you know, whatever your names are. So, you know, yeah, so that's my journey. I'm still going through it. If you want me to, you know, talk about more body positivity things, let me know. Give me some more ideas, and I'll definitely share it with you, because I just want people to understand how I feel, and that there's people out there feeling just like you, and I'm going to show you how to get through it, and you're going to go through it with me. We're going to go through it together, and we're all going to be on the journey to body positivity and on the journey to loving ourselves. So I want you guys to please subscribe to me and like my video, comment, you know, for the 3 subscribers that you are, comment on my video, follow me on Instagram at Whitspiration, Twitter at Whitspiration, and yeah, so I'll be back on here with more videos, guys. I'm definitely going to keep doing more body positivity, so stay blessed and make sure to love yourselves. Peace out.